My name is Carl Tidwell. I'm an interior designer. I was asked to do the boardroom here at the Central Bank in 1961. Of course, naturally, when they asked me to do that, it was a great honor to be able to do this building. And then I had another great honor of redoing the whole lobby area of the Washita National Bank at the same time, which Vantage now is in. They wanted us to redo the boardroom because the Delta had always had their annual board meetings. At that time, they wanted to stay here because there's rumbling that they wanted to move it somewhere else. So anyway, we got together with the president of the bank at that time, who was Conway Crossland. I made up a rendering for him to see how we would do this whole thing. And so we started off with the carpet in here. I didn't want to just use a regular carpet, and we decided to have the carpet custom woven in Japan. And so we sent all of the drawings over to them and measured quite nicely in here along, make sure that it was going to be all right. We decided to use a Kittinger Furniture Company to do this table, because as you see, the table is not straight. The table was built to fit the room. This side and the other side are not the same side. One is larger at one end and smaller at the other end. And because that's where the room is made, and so when the chairs would be up to it, then the border would be right behind the chairs, and you would have that accent. We used a silk cloth to use as the walls. We decided that this is a bank, and what do they do? But they do money all the time, so we did it in green. But it was very soft, and not quite as dark as the regular money, but it was a very, very nice effect. And on the back wall there was where we had the picture of the first airplane that left Monroe, and then we had the picture of the latest jet airplane that was coming into Monroe. We decided that we would have somebody paint that. I said, well, hell, I've got to have this, and this got to be done pretty soon because I got a deadline, so I'll just do it myself because I'm a pretty good watercolorist. And so I brought them in, had them framed, and brought them in and showed them, oh boy, they thought this was real good. And Conway said, man, they did a really good job on it. He says, who did? And I said, well, to tell you the truth, I did. Uh-oh. So he took them out to the university and says, are these any good? And thank goodness the professor out there said, well, yes, they're quite well done. He said, particularly like the one with the jet. I said, well, I'm glad you like them because that's all you go get. So that's the best I can do. So I think what Dr. Jones and his organization has done, I think, is absolutely fantastic. The longer you go, the more you want to go back to where it was. And where it was is beginning to be improved. They made fantastic building out of this, just like it looked when I was a kid. They did the same thing with the Washita National Bank, the Old Virginia Hotel. That's just a beauty. They've done a marvelous job of that. So it's not just that they've done it over, but it's a lovely place to work. I would say I would be happy to come and work in a building that's done that well. And so I think that they can be greatly commended for doing that. And I think it'll pay off for everybody.